It's KBKW's Coffee Talk on FM 94.7 and AM 1450. And time now for Everett Hughes in the Insider Report. Good morning, Everett.
Good morning, Doug.
Well, what's happening in your world? Anything unusual or interesting pop up at work?
Yes, there has.
Really?
Live off the desk, a real case.
Okay.
And this might be more than one Insider Report case. This might be a progressive thing.
A series.
In the future, yeah. A series, that's the word, the series. You know, I have always heard, since I've been doing taxes, everybody's afraid that somebody will get audited, and, boy, if they see that this person paid me, boy, I'll get audited. And I've always said, yeah, well, maybe. I've never, ever heard of that happening until now.
Ooh.
I have a case. And this guy doesn't file his tax return every year, okay? If he had to file his tax return every year, then he wouldn't be in trouble right now because they would have already had record of the fact that he filed the tax return. But this guy does a lot of cash stuff out around the canal, and there's a lot of people out here that have these little houses where they're vacation rentals, and they run 2 or 3 of them, and on and on and on, so they all need work. Well, one of these people running a series of vacation rentals, they got audited. Okay?
Okay.
And here comes Earl's name. This much to Earl, that much to Earl. And who's Earl? Well, there were no 1099s, of course, for Earl. Because, the people that own the vacation cabins, they didn't do anything like that. And so the auditor that audited them went next door, per se, and audited Earl.
Now, if he would have filed each year, he wouldn't be in this hot water?
Exactly correct. Because the first thing they did is they checked to see if Earl had filed his tax returns. And Earl had filed his tax returns, end of discussion.
Mm-hmm.
But Earl hadn't. So the auditor got through with vacation rental people and went across the street, maybe not literally, but you get the idea, and audited Earl for 3 years.
And he hadn't paid his taxes for 3 years?
He hadn't even filed the returns.
Oh.
Hadn't retired, but here's what happened. He didn't know what to do. He didn't call me until he got the bill. Now, if he'd called me when he got the bill, I would have gone through the audit in his behalf, and it wouldn't have turned out the way it turned out. But the auditor came in and just got into the bank statements and into the software, and if it went in the bank, he just called it income, and whether it was income or not, and he just said, must be income, and he went through the audit, and he didn't allow the taxpayer all the, what I feel are going to be the required adjustments. He just there in the guy's front room, and here's the bill, and the bill's for over $9,000 when you add them up.
Oh.
But it's the first case since 1989 that I have seen, Doug, where somebody is audited only because of another audit. I've heard people that were saying, no, give me cash. I don't want to get audited.
But if he'd been filing his income taxes, it wouldn't have happened, so it's kind of
his
fault.
Well, see, another point being made. If he'd been in compliance, he wouldn't owe the federal government over $9,000. That's exactly correct.
See, I'd say this is the root of this problem is him.
Doug, I agree with you 100%. The root of the problem is he didn't file the tax returns, because if he had, when the vacation rental people were done being audited, they would have looked over at Earl and looked in the system, and they would have gone, well, he filed his tax returns, we're done.
Yeah. Boy, did he ever mess up. Well, you're going to save him, aren't you? I
am going to save him. We're going to have to amend the returns that the IRS prepared.
Like Super Everett. Well, we're out of time, but people can call you at 533-4131 or go to that website.
The website is always important. We'll see you.